travels home to Los Angeles and Dignity Health Sports Park for the championships of this inaugural season. A champion from the LA Galaxy, David Beckham, and how about we crown a new champion for the first time ever, who will wear the belt of the AVP League. Still to be determined as we are in the midst of the second semifinal. Dignity Health Sports Park under the lights. We built the biggest sandbox possible. Really good at constructing these throughout AVP League play. As we take a look, the men's matchup went the direction of the San Diego Smash and a bit of a stunner. Chase Budinger, Miles Evans with a fantastic performance going 2-1 over the previous 6-2 New York Nitro. They just picked up a loss for Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander. Now it is time for the women to get going. Hi everyone, Cameron Irwin alongside a couple of my friends and Olympians, Kevin Barnett and Rich Lamborn, Casey Patterson, down on the sand. The New York Nitro are in a must-win situation. They have to pick up this women's matchup. But on the opposite side, there are some up-and-comers when you think about Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango. Their play has elevated throughout league play. What do they have to do here?
Well, you said it, much like their teammates Chase and Miles, they've been playing their best volleyball of late coming into this championship, and a lot of it is on that skill right there that you see Toni Rodriguez serving the daylights out of the ball, as is her partner Geena Urango. So that's going to be a big factor for them in this one. The block and defense also coming along nicely for them. Toni big at the net, expect a lot of blocks and turn and flex.
I was going to say, I'm ready for the full fire between these two blockers, because when you consider the other side, one of the fieriest blockers that you will see in the world in Kelly Cheng, they got to bring the energy.
Kelly Cheng has not picked up a ton of blocks, which is wild to me, only 4 in league play. She's been pulling a lot with success, but also been channeling to her partner. I think on their side, the matchup for them hinges on their offense. Kelly Cheng hitting 550. They've really dialed in together when to use the option, how to use the option, how to be effective with it. And bottom line, offense wins championships. You never give up points. Nobody's beating you.
550 leads the women's field for Kelly Cheng. She has been a monster as she has been demolishing the volleyball. Well, we are just about ready to get going. The New York Nitro look to send this to our first golden set. Here's Mark Sherman for our player intros.
Let me get back to my day job. Here we go. It's time to meet the players of our final match, Smash Nitro Round 2. First up, the ladies of the San Diego Smash, wearing the number 1, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall at a USC, it's Geena Urango. And her partner wearing the number 2, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall at a Louisiana State University, it's Toni Rodriguez. And their opponents, the New York Nitro, wearing the number 1, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall at a USC, it's Sara Hughes. And wearing the number 2 at 6 feet 1, also out of the University of Southern California, it's Kelly Cheng.
National titles,
Toni
and Olympians
Geena
on one side of the net. The New York Nitro on the opposite. Incredible play through the past 8 weeks. Toni Rodriguez making a name for herself in the women's field. Sits atop the order, not just in blocks, but also in aces. Geena Urango, one of the veterans of the game. 3 Trojans and a Tiger now on the court. That's Sara Hughes with the first serve. And immediately tracking behind is Geena Urango.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle to their offense. They run a pretty good amount of variety. Geena, of course, can hit with both hands as well, so she's going to show you the full bag tonight.
Just a 2-set battle the last time they met. The direction of Cheng and Hughes. In system, but quick platform. Urango. And it could come down to the transition plays.
Here's what I had on that. Geena has to connect on those dug balls. She's been a bit up and down this season. Overall, her whole game's been up, but there are 2 or 3 kills away from winning sets, and it can always come at the very start. Geena's been so exceptional at creating opportunity.
Yeah, that whole play predicated on the quality of that first contact, right? Just forces Toni Rodriguez to kind of do the flailing back set a little bit. You know, those little misses can kind of be big things late in sets.
Yeah, and I've also watched Geena miss the court by 3 inches.
Right.
By 4 inches. It's been so close. She gets just out of rhythm where she has open court to find.
Chiseling right off the edge, almost in the I formation, or the smash.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the Nitro run their offense from, because right now it seems as though the smash, even though the Nitro side out there, have a pretty good beat on that middle offensive attack. Geena kind of hanging center field.
Rodriguez is right on top of it. Doesn't have to fend it off, though.
The Smash have already won this matchup in another way. They've already won on Instagram. They have soundly defeated everyone else with all their voiceovers and the latest celebration. Geena not in the hugging club, so Toni was putting her in the hugging club. Just giving her massive hugs, tackling her to the ground.
Not a physical touch person.
What's your love language?
That's exactly the conversation they were having online. 3 apiece here. Sara Hughes, the defender for the New York Nitro. 2nd in digs per set, but how about the ace, the hybrid? Kelly Cheng.
We talked about the serving of the smash being important, but that is a weapon for the Nitro as well. That little hybrid kind of two-handed toss that she just curls right up the middle. Beautifully done by Cheng.
14th ace on the season.
Quick step in, and the option. Could that be the wrinkle they need?
I like utilizing her physicality, much the way we've seen Julia Scholes do the same thing. Both players certainly capable of putting a hurt on the ball in a quick time frame with that second attack.
She's sitting at about just under 400 in terms of her efficiency. That's well into the middle of the pack for the AVP on the women's side. She's got incredible numbers from the service line as well as block, but maybe that's the area of improvement for Rodriguez. Fakes the option. Double arm lift, and Urango loves to attack from the right side.
But who does that look like?
Yeah, that looked very similar to their counterparts.
Absolutely. We wondered how much the teams would get into it and strategize together. That looked very much like the men's side of the San Diego Smash.
Oh, phew, did I answer that right?
Credit given. Rich, you get an A.
Thank you. Anne will be pleased.
As always.
I will be invited to Thanksgiving.
Stickers are handed out later. Cheng and Hughes had a bit of a mix-up in the middle of league play, dropping 2 straight before picking up their last win of the regular season. Took a loss to Therese Cannon and May Craft, as well as Melissa Humana Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson. That might have been my favorite matchup of league play. Going to the 3rd set, 15-13, the direction of Mel and Brandy, but what a war that one was. 6 apiece here.
Looking through the results through the regular season, getting ready for the championship and thinking about the teams, their records, who they'd beat and who they lost to, you sometimes look for good wins, bad losses. I kept finding good wins and then trying to find bad losses. There are no bad losses because there's only 8 teams.
You make a good point.
Every team is so talented. You go, oh yeah, that team could totally win that matchup. I don't see why that would be a surprise.
You know, it's funny because I was sitting there going through each of the teams as well, heading into these championships, and I'm going, okay, well, who overperformed, who underperformed? But then in the same context, you're sitting there going, man, every single competition, it could have gone either direction, it felt like.
It was really tough. It was about who got hot when. The Boston Aces were hot in the middle, then the Smash have been hot late.
Well, as we are at the 8-point mark, let's check in with Casey Patterson.
Hi guys, down here in the beach. I want to point your attention towards something that most of us aren't seeing, but if you look at the sand, there's a lot of moisture coming down right now. It's getting a little bit later. The ball is going to be a little bit slippery, not like rain slippery, but just enough where it affects the weight of the ball and how you kind of play with it. So right now, both teams are siding out really aggressively against each other. But just so you know, if you look at this sand, there's a lot of moisture. So that could play a factor in a few points here and there.
Well, and Casey, it's interesting. The last 2 weeks of the regular season, we were playing in indoor venues. How do you think that might adjust or kind of affect the service pressure in these outdoor conditions and with the cooling temps?
Yeah, I think one, the way that the air pressure within those indoor arenas is a little bit different. The ball floats and drops a little bit heavier, where here you can play, even though there's like slight wind, you can use that to your advantage along with the moisture, and I think it does affect the game and the confidence of athletes because we're used to this more than indoors. So I like the fact that the weather and the variables are playing a little bit more of a role in the game.
Case, how about the temperature and your feet right now?
It's so cold. It's sneaky cold right now.
Well, maybe find some sand socks. You know, none of these athletes are gonna throw those on, though. I think that's a fashion faux pas on the beach.
I never wear them. I burn my toenails off first.
Casey, thanks for checking in. I think we might throw him on the Weather Channel soon enough.
Look out, Jim Cantor. You're about to be replaced.
The great Casey Patterson. So fun to have him along the ride for the AVP League. 9 apiece, set 1. One of Cheng's favorite swings, heavy angle. And geez, Toni Rodriguez went fishing.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate because that was an opportunity to really open up this set. The Nitro on the play previous missed a pretty easy scoring opportunity, Cheng hitting one wide in transition. And so when you have the opportunity to kind of snatch that momentum away, that can be big.
The trickle ace.
And this could be a big example kind of the other way in the Nitro's favor. Dodging one with that net by Rodriguez, and then this, of course, just a little bit of good fortune in favor of New York.
You'll take that whenever it happens. Whenever you get the short skip. That's brutal.
Yeah, brutal, and that's how close Geena was to getting that, even though it barely makes it over.
Well, a timeout is taken. Let's take a look back at how the New York Nitro got to the championships.
Welcome to the first ever AVP League event as the New York Nitro take the sand for the very first time. Cheng, cross-court winner. New York Nitro victory. Crab, nobody up, unleashes, and it's over. The Nitro go 2-0.
Option right to the chest.
Oh man, put an exclamation point on it, why don't you?
That's out of bounds, and the New York Nitro with 14 points in week 1 action. A view to Harbor Drive for week 3 of the AVP. Light serve. And the New York Nitro still at the top of the standings.
And the emphatic put away for the win.
They still have yet to drop a set. Unbelievable. Week 7 action of the AVP League. Just 1 week left. Perfect set. The New York Nitro find the men's matchup.
And there it is, right on cue.
Signed, sealed, delivered. The New York Nitro. A balanced approach for the New York Nitro. Both the men's and women's teams going 6-2 through the 8 weeks of league play. As the San Diego Smash earn 1 back after the timeout. 1-point game. And just when they need it most, denying access, Toni Rodriguez.
That was a crowd pleaser on a couple levels because I think the crowd in unison grunted and groaned at that handset from Sara Hughes, but pretty excited by the block of Toni Rodriguez to follow it up.
Back to back out of the timeout for the Smash. There's that deadly serve. Retreating off the net. Another digging rep. No.
Management of those options is where the Nitro have been successful throughout league play. Pretty rare miss on the second ball contact.
Yeah, that one's interesting because it's wide open. You see it there, which means it's not a poor decision necessarily, but those just feel like huge mistakes when you miss them, don't they? They feel like you did something wrong, even though technically you didn't.
Well, and to your point, they take a timeout here after 3 straight points for the San Diego Smash. They have yet to take a set off of Cheng and Hughes. This would be a huge shift in momentum.
Smash on a roll and late season push for them. Let's take a look back at their journey here in 2024.
A great weekend to be in the City of Angels. Week 7, and for the San Diego Smash, currently in last place in the standings, they need a bit of a miracle here to move their way up.
It's going to take some heroics, but if you need a miracle, what a better place to get it than down the street from the Magic Kingdom, right?
Urango right back to the money bag, and it doesn't get any better than that. The opposite side.
Wow.
The San Diego Smash get it done. Where will they go now?
I believe just getting started in the second half of the season for them.
They say everything is bigger in Texas, and for this weekend, the stakes couldn't be bigger. Right down the middle, the San Diego Smash picking up the women's match. Match point, he's getting booed.
Timmy, give us a side out. Oh.
They will boo him now. They're going to yell for him because the San Diego Smash are not messing around. They know what's at stake.
Yeah, get the job done.
So the San Diego Smash making this ever the more intriguing. Back out of the timeout, the San Diego Smash now up 13-11. It has been all momentum on their side through the last 2 weeks of play. Just walking into that is Urango. Tempo set and threading the needle.
Yeah, unbelievable. So after the net fault from Rodriguez and the point by the Nitro, the trickle ace, we thought the momentum was firmly on their side. Timeout by the Smash, they collected themselves, and now 5 straight points, Cam.
Set point for the Smash.
Going for it. Just going for it. I love that.
She's got room.
She's been playing outstanding volleyball. Cam, you pointed out how the Smash have been peaking. Why not? Have at it. Trying to feast on 15.
Can't get tight here. Set point remains. Rodriguez wants it. She gets it.
What a set from Geena Urango. High wire act, almost just staying out of the net and putting up sauce.
A 6-point run to close out. At one point through league play, they were on the opposite end of a 6-point run, not going their direction. They correct it here, taking set 1 over the Nitro.
The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
San Diego Smash at one point were 8th in the standings. Now they have the first set over the New York Nitro. I think a Chase Buttinger is pretty stoked to be hanging out with Casey Patterson as they picked up the win in the men's matchup. To Casey.
Yeah, down here with Chase. Chase, you guys have been able to solidify all the rankings, 8 through 2. I think we've got one, the last one we need to get. The girls are playing on fire. You guys dominated. How are you feeling right now?
Really stressed. You know, watching I think is way more stressful than playing. Our girls did amazing in the first set. They were down the whole set. They came back. They had some great serves. So hopefully they can continue that rhythm in the second set.
I was going to ask what you guys would do in our like dream breaker golden set scenario, but I don't want to put it in the universe that we get there. So you guys are just going to win this next set and finish it off.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know how to handle a golden set. It was never been done before. So we're all winging it just as the fans are watching it as well.
That's the right answer. Yeah, right. That's the right answer. So we don't know yet. We don't want to put it in the universe. Yeah, we don't even want it to happen. I want it to happen.
Nice work, Casey. I love that it's a Dream Breaker / Golden Set. The pickleball fans everywhere are enjoying the Golden Set qualification as you look to the semifinal matchup. The San Diego Smash again defeating the Nitro 2-1 in the men's match, and are just one set away as they pick up an ace to start set 2.
Tit for tat there.
Yeah, indeed. And I know it's getting a little ahead of myself, but if the Smash can close this out, this would really be impressive, kind of the crescendo that their team has been on in the latter part of the season versus kind of the Nitro, who started out as hot as you could possibly be and have kind of seemingly at least slipped a little bit here.
They are on the struggle bus right now, especially offensively. If you look at that first set, Kelly Cheng, 10 attacks, 3 kills, 4 errors. Now you're going to pile a 5th error on top of that just now.
I want to say that's -100.
And that's from the league leader at 550. What a swing that is. You're at 600+ points.
They started off league play with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight wins, and it was 2 losses, and then they got back on top with a win over Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss. Now in this semifinal matchup against Urango and Rodriguez. Polishing off the point, Urango.
Cam, you talked about Toni Rodriguez kind of being an up-and-comer. It's nice to see her healthy, because that's kind of something that's really kept her off the court a lot in the past couple years, really delayed her debut, so to speak, at this level. So it's great to see her out there in full capability.
We always saw glimpses, but she had been dealing with some knee injuries, and right now she's got herself right. As all of a sudden, there's the impact of Kelly Cheng.
That's a big point for the Nitro, because things seem to be slipping even this early in the second. That tends to right the ship a little bit when you get the stuffy, Cav.
Momentum saver. Talked about those quick points, the aces and the blocks, and then she gets them back to back there. Those are those quick points that can be so crushing and add up to more than just the singular that gets you back to 3-3.
Well, right, because that lead evaporates so quickly. You feel like you like to see a little bit of a gap there on the scoreboard. It's comforting.
Gosh, side spin on that serve. Quick set, and Cheng just not able to close.
She's late. She's not up in time to close her hands and close the block. And I don't know if she's playing with that timing or she just happens to be late on that play. We see blockers play with timing all the time. The guy I always think of is Jake Gibb, his ability to play with the different jumps and how that matched the attack. Right there, similar effort.
Great touch from Rodriguez, and Urango again high off the right shoulder. Back set. Turns into a free ball. Urango's on it again, another digging rep. Quick to the line.
Yeah, that final contact from Urango kind of marked that one in your mind versus the one that preceded it, where Toni Rodriguez had to run and again kind of flail that back set. This one, Toni Rodriguez just turns around. Have a look here. Doesn't even have to move. Just set, juice, easy put away for Geena.
Bit of a high set, really reaching out in front is Cheng.
And they're staying on Cheng. They're doing an excellent job of keeping the ball on her and making her respond offensively.
Well, and Hughes has really talked about how tough it is to play against Geena and Toni, saying they've been playing really well. They're a team that we at times have had a tough time with. They're great out of system. And Toni Rodriguez is a sneaky blocker, getting her hands on a lot of touches.
There's not a bad decision to go option, but I think you've got to be all in if you make the choice. And Toni was a little indecisive there, just kind of went with a soft shot and it went right in Sara's lap.
It's that last 10 or 15% of what you're doing with it.
Right.
The net nearly saved her there. That looked like it might have been going out of bounds. Instead, it was rejected back to their side.
The net is the 5th woman in this match so far.
Certainly playing a role.
Cheng and Hughes, one of the most formidable teams on the AVP on the women's side. One of our Olympic teams from this past year.
I like how it's our. I really appreciate that about the Olympic Games. So different than anything else. Our team, our players, our people. It's just unlike any other event.
Pretty amazing, especially considering their journey, right? Playing alongside one another at USC.
No, it's our journey.
And coming up all the way through the ranks. Became the youngest team to win an AVP title back in 2017. And man, has their game grown since. Took a little bit of time to separate from one another and then found the journey back together for Paris.
I love this moment for Urango and Rodriguez because of the challenge of it. It feels as though this set has been completely taken over by the Nitro. Not the case on the scoreboard. Can you fight through that?
You can't fight through that, I'll tell you that much.
The 5th woman rearing her head, Kev.
Choosing sides, picking winners. That is the 3rd skip ace we've had in this match.
I wanted to say rearing her ugly head, but it depends on which side of the triple ace you're on, right? You probably think it's a beautiful head if you're the New York Nitro on that serve.
Some people find beauty in Medusa.
Correct.
We have gone down a weird tunnel. 8-6 into a timeout.
I came up here.
Late night in Los Angeles.
Yeah, no kidding. So the New York Nitro again looking to find this second set to force a third, while the San Diego Smash could close this entire match out and find a spot in tomorrow's championships. You'll get a chance to see the championships play out on CBS Sports Network. As we take a look at the standings, and it would be rather astonishing just considering the path for the San Diego Smash from 8th moving into 5th to 4th, and right now facing off against the #1 seed. Most of these teams, the other 7, probably writing them off midway through league play.
Be a storybook ending for the San Diego Smash. Just to end up in that championship. I look at this list and I wonder, who do you think underperformed or is most disappointed this year?
Well, I was just thinking to myself, Kev, that we talk about how great the San Diego Smash played at the end of the season. Typically when that happens, there's going to be somebody that is the yang to that yin. And unfortunately, I think that was the Austin Aces. They really had kind of a lot of unexpected losses, I would say, late. They were still in it with a chance last weekend, a final weekend of regular season play, but just came up a little bit short. So you have to credit the Smash, but I think the Austin Aces are probably the team that most likely is going into the offseason with a few regrets.
I had the LA launch on my list. I felt like they just couldn't get over the hump in so many matches, and so the losses piled up. But they were right there. If you look at Tim and Troy, in so many sets, in so many matches, yet just came out on the losing side far too often.
Yeah, they certainly had the most probably frustrating, heartbreaking list of results.
Yeah, they played what? We'll just call it 12 3-set matches. They didn't even play 12 matches.
Right, yeah, that's how many they played.
Exactly. The Austin Aces, Taryn Cloth, Kristen Nuss, as there is a solid dig, but sent too far. Rounded out by Billy Allen and Paul Lotman. So the Austin Aces sitting in that 5 spot, not able to make it in. Let's go down to Casey Patterson.
I'm down here with Jordan. Jordan, our girls made a little push back here, got some momentum. What's our game plan? You guys ran over, called a timeout. I'm excited to know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I think on the service end, they're siding out really well against us, so we have to serve more aggressive. On our offense, I think Kelly's not in a she's not really in a groove, and things don't feel right, so we're encouraging her just to keep doing the right things, you know, extend on your approach, be patient, let it come, and when it comes, you know, hopefully we can build off this last point where that feels good, build off that.
Because
nothing's working. Yeah, so.
Right, because they play have like a system to help each other when those types of things happen. Is something that Sara specifically does that kind of helps that along too?
Sara's one of the best teammates out there, and she, luckily, they've been playing for a while together. She knows how to speak to Kelly, and she's very good about saying the right things. Yeah.
So good momentum. They got the plan. We're fine. Going to golden set, or you go to the dream breaker type thing. What's our plan with who goes first, second?
It's a good question. You know, I think we'll have to talk with the Taylors about it. So we'll see. Yeah.
Make them go first.
Yeah, I love it. We're fine.
Bit of a whirly bird there from Sara Hughes. Great work, Casey Patterson. I think we need to have a conversation with our graphics team on the bios underneath. Jordan Cheng, head coach of the New York Nitro, also husband to Kelly Cheng. I also liked when Chase Budinger was up there. It gave his NBA numbers and his draft pick. We're just missing the word Olympian next to it, too.
That is a critical word.
Critical word. Of course, I'm just giving our graphics team a hard time. They do a great job. Echo Entertainment bringing you all the great production as there's a jumpy jump. Toni Rodriguez stealing the highlight. Sara Hughes.
Dumb and Dumber, they say you can't triple stamp a double stamp, but Sara Hughes begs to differ. The over on one off of the jump set. I see you and I raise you.
Synchronized celebration to follow.
Jordan Cheng talking about needing to serve tougher.
Ball's just out.
She celebrated, but
ball's definitely out.
Toni Mutombo letting Kelly know that that was indeed wide.
Oh, that would be some kind of performance, wouldn't it? The original 8 that beat the 1. Back when the Nuggets defeated the Sonics in the first round of the NBA playoffs in the late 90s, that would be like this. San Diego Smash coming from 4 to defeat the 1.
And the finger wag.
Yeah, I like the finger wag right there.
Cam, that's way
I like the
before
big
your
TO.
time.
Yeah, I was not born then. Sorry, folks. The number of references that I just go, right?
Sean Kemp, the glove, Dikembe.
Quite the series.
Oh, yeah.
Peak Rain Man.
Sammy P.
Sam Perkins, great call. Name another Nugget besides Dikembe Mutombo.
Jamal. I'm just
Back to volleyball anyways. I like what Jordan Cheng had to say there. When something isn't going your way, particularly when it's something you're normally quite good at and your game is patterned off of, for Kelly Cheng, it was the offense hitting 550 on the season, you have to have cues that you fall back on from which you can then rise back into rhythm. And I think you have to be very verbal about those cues to yourself and maybe have a coach say them to you to find your way back from the wilderness.
Yeah, indeed. One of our kind of verbalizations when I worked with Jake and Taylor on that concept was to narrow the focus rather than kind of, you know, sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You're looking at the scoreboard or you're looking at where we are in the match. You're looking at overall I'm having difficulty siding out, but can I get back to an individual action, an individual cue like you said.
Trying to find the short serve. The service pressure was the answer for Cheng.
Well, the time is now for the smash. They got to make a move. You can't make a move on 14. You got to make a move on 13 and tie it up at 13 to put the pressure on the Nitro.
Toni Rodriguez taking a half shuffle to her right. The target is Cheng. She blocks back to the line, but precision.
So hard to line that up as a block because you can see Toni Rodriguez taking away line, so she thought, but Kelly Cheng hits that outside of her shoulder and then just kind of swipes across the side of the ball.
One away from the deciding set. High set from Geena. Well pushed. Tries to find the highlight. But instead, the New York Nitro find set number 2. Time to go to a third for the second time. San Diego Smash and the Nitro.
We're not short on intrigue this evening, Cameron.
Going the distance. Sara Hughes and Geena Urango at the coin flip. fog starting to roll in from the Pacific.
It's an onshore flow, they call it, when you get the moisture coming off the ocean.
But it's all heat right now at Dignity Health Sports Park.
We're going to find Casey Patterson frozen courtside like the old freeze.
Thaw him out.
Casey down there likely thinking, what the fog?
The brothers sitting side by side, Trevor Crabb and Taylor Crabb.
Hey, Haley Harvard. Haley, where's Kylie?
The Dallas Dream have moved on to tomorrow's championship.
5 weeks ago.
Haven't taken down the Miami Mayhem, and I think specifically in that women's matchup, Kevin, that feels like a huge, huge win. When we talk about the Dallas Dream, it's always been about how undefeated Andy and Miles are, but peaking at the right time are the women of the Dallas Dream.
Harwood and DeBerg were 3-5 coming in, and definitely had to feel like they weren't getting it done in the partnership to get here. They'd had their moments, though. They had a lot of close matches. They'd had a lot of effective moments from the service line for DeBerg. The amount of digs that Harwood has had, 107. That's well beyond anybody else, including Sara Hughes. So they've had their moments, and to then bring that energy, bring that success, 15-12, 15-12 in decisive fashion to a Saturday night to go to the championship, that's a big moment for them.
And I was going to say, it's also important to think about how they got in and qualified into the E-League, right? They were on that border. There was a play-in, and things got a little dicey. And so for them to have step up, not just in league play, but also in a semifinal matchup, now heading off to the championships, I think they've answered a lot of questions. As you take a look.
I have a lot of questions about this.
There's questions here. Mark Sherman versus Doug Strauss.
That's our stats guy versus the MC right there.
Yeah. Don't be fooled, because as poor as Doug's technique is in this, his statistician work is on
superb.
point.
And we're going to see how good his cheating game is here.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's on point.
His knees, man.
Yeah, but I like what he's doing here. He's cheating, but he's not getting too far out in front. He's talking.
I feel there's an ambush
trash.
coming. There's an ambush coming.
Yeah.
Just take him out. Oh, the slow win.
I feel like that's Mark's best effort right there.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen a flannel on the AVP.
Yeah, Mark's probably wondering why he wore his long sleeve flannel the night he's going to get involved in the donkey derby.
Actually, that feels appropriate. Yeah. Maybe he knew.
I felt like tonight's a little early to go from the event and cut down your Christmas tree, but I mean, it's just me. I'd let Thanksgiving go by first.
Their MC Paul Bunyan.
All right, fellas, let's focus in on this third set, because there is so much at stake between these two teams. If the New York Nitro pick up this third set, we go to a golden set. For the San Diego Smash, a win here would move them on to the championships. Kevin, after this point, what's the equation for success for the New York Nitro?
Yeah, I was thinking about the Smash, actually, mostly. I was thinking the Nitro, they've gotten back to their offensive ways in that second set. So they got back to hitting for higher numbers. Kelly Cheng got her offense dialed in, didn't have any on-two snafus that they had in the first. On the other side, I think the prescription remains the same. You have to convert. You have to convert those chances.
Well, I just learned my new favorite term for volleyball, the on-two snafu. That is every team trying to avoid that. I like it. Yeah, I always think that third sets are going to come down to execution, right? Which team executes not only inside out, but like you mentioned, those point scoring opportunities so valuable.
And I said how much I love the middle of that second set for Urango and Rodriguez and the challenge of that. I like this third set for the same reason. They lost it just a little bit at the end of the Smash, but they can come back here. If they win this set, I think they're conquering new levels as a partnership.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's going to be interesting to see what their tactical approach is as well, because that's two serves now straight to Sara Hughes, which is not what they've been going with thus far in the match.
Quick start for the New York Nitro. Interesting fact here is the New York Nitro have only played one 3-set competition prior to this one through league play. It was a loss to Mel and Brandy in week 7. And it's all fire from the service line right now for the Nitro.
Yeah, that was unusual. It wasn't a little skipper off her platform. Watch this. It kind of clips the arms and then right into the chin. Knocks off the hat.
That would make me so mad. I would just be seeing full red right now, blowing brain.
Not that I wasn't this way as a teammate, Kevin, but having played with you, what didn't make you mad?
If you're just simmering at a 99, it's not hard to tip over to 100.
Both teams with coaches in the box getting a bit more insight. And this is the energy and the poise that we've seen from Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango throughout league play. The forward posture, the engagement. This is not out of reach for them. I know they're back by 3 here.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I really like kind of Kevin talking about what a challenge this is for them to kind of elevate their game to new heights. And they seem ready to embrace it. Whether they will or not is kind of out of their control in its entirety. But you do love their posture and sort of their willingness to take on that challenge. A little Clint Coe sighting.
Alongside Chase Budinger and Jess Budinger.
Out of the ski lodge and into Dignity Health Sports Park.
He had our own Mark Sherman going to the same haberdashery.
Rodriguez right behind. What a read from Hughes.
This is the one you have to convert.
And she does.
Yeah, those are the balls you have to win. When you get a good opportunity, you're Geena Urango, you've created so many opportunities in 2024 for these conversions, to score points, to pressure your opponent, to take yourself to the next level. Love that from her on that play.
Yeah, keep in mind, that's all for a side out as well. So that's even kind of more critical. You don't let your opponents extend even further.
A little magic from Cheng, falling backwards and still coming away with a kill.
Better be doing some deep knee bends over there. Taylor Sander, Taylor Crab, chasing Miles.
Yeah, the men look pretty convinced that the ladies are going to choose to go first should this go to a golden set.
Again, the golden set, if you're joining us for the first time tonight, a single set shared by both genders. The higher seeded team will get to pick who goes first. You'll play to 8 points and then switch. So if the men are up first, then the women would come next.
First in sports.
Just one set played to 15 points determines the winner and who would move on to the championships. They need a little bit more of that. Again, they were trailing by 3 at the timeout, now down by 1.
Yeah, again, I would hearken back to the posture and the poise that you referenced in their timeout, right? Really kind of accepting the situation, here for it, engaged.
And Toni at the service line, leading in aces per set. Puts up the sauce. Tie of the ball game.
All set up by the service. And what you may have noticed is her ability to play with short deep. She'll drop you short and then she'll drive you deep, but everything she's doing with her service posture right to the point of contact looks the same. So you don't know where to go as a receiver.
Yeah, really excellent mixture of serves coming from Toni Rodriguez. And again, staying on Hughes.
Another one of those must-haves.
And another off the edge of the block. A lead change. The San Diego Smash with a never say die attitude.
5-6, playing to 15. Both teams have burned their timeouts. I love this. It's going to have to be sorted on the sand. No more going to talk to somebody. No more slowing the game down. There aren't a lot of glasses out there. How's your sand timeout game?
Right. And we talked all season long about how quickly these sets happen, these sort of abbreviated sets to 15, and how little respite you have if things aren't going your way.
6-5, the San Diego Smash. Having a significant run here in the third. And this guy, I think he's got a shoulder akin to yours, sir.
Yeah.
Rich Lamborn.
Yeah,
and the abs to boot.
We have the same chest hair.
Yeah. Is he getting ready?
Captain, my captain.
That gentleman certainly has carpe diem.
This is carpe something.
But this is what you love about the AVP League. It's anyone's game. The San Diego Smash right in the wave.
Do you go short or deep, Rich?
I think you drive this one.
Okay.
Deep corner.
Short middle.
You got the wrong person. You got the wrong person.
Yeah, I don't love that. Scoring a couple successively on Sara Hughes, and then I know she's trying to go short middle, which is a good serve always. But I think in that moment, you got to stay on the person you're scoring on.
4 times the Nitro have won together on the AVP. This is a big moment for them right now.
A couple of good confident swings from the Smash, both in transition and they're inside out.
Yeah, our good friend Scotty Lane used to say, they don't want to see me and the heater.
Ran into Scotty Lane 2 weeks ago. Still
There's
teaching and
the
coaching the game. Yeah, good vision on the second contact. No more snafus.
I was going to say, we really haven't seen this. Kelly Cheng oftentimes goes to this maneuver. I think it's the first time throughout this match.
Well, you know, it's good for them to start incorporating that. Time is running short, and if they're going to stay on Sara Hughes, meaning the Smash, that's something that the Nitro need to use extensively.
A little too much force on that dig from Hughes, and the Smash hanging on to the lead at the switch. We've been talking about the golden set. Kevin, walk me through it just one more time.
Here's how it's going to work. The higher seed, in this case the Nitro, will get to choose who goes first in 1 set to 15 points. And whoever that is, male or female, at 8, we will switch. We will put the net up or take the net down a little bit, and the second duo will finish the match. So same format of scoring, but you're going to see the men and the women out there.
If the San Diego Smash take this 3rd set, it's done.
We won't see anything.
Game over. You won't see the golden set. They will just be on to the championships. The New York Nitro have to have a win here and a golden set win.
Similar to the old double final.
Trouble. And
No
this
timeouts.
is a complete flip to the start of the 3rd.
And no timeouts.
I was going to say, it feels like a distant memory at this point that the Nitro started this setup 4-1. Now 10-7. What a response from the San Diego Smash, who just keep doing what we've seen from them the past few weeks.
Complete belief.
Toni Rodriguez has pulled out, I think, even a little more to try and make sure she gets to Hughes.
Joust up at the net. And on the double is Sara Hughes. Lays it up. And it is all noise on the side of the San Diego Smash.
The most athletic pogo I've ever seen from Chase Buttinger in the corner. Loving this from his squad.
Watch the upper left corner. That's the San Diego Smash in the backdrop. You can see Jess Buttinger's head bopping up and down in celebration. Another great serve. In trouble are the Nitro.
Here comes the swing.
What delivery from Urango!
Unbelievable. I mean, it was unexpected when we saw it in the first set. And now it's unexpected again, but if they do it twice, can it really be unexpected?
I said I love the challenge. I love even more the way they've responded. That play by Urango is pure effort coupled with skill with the contact.
The Nitro feigning 7-12. You got to have a little bit of belief on your side now if you're the Nitro.
Belief and grit the New York Nitro need in spades right now, as the Smash just 3 side outs away.
The AVP changed the game in 2024, and you're seeing it pay off. Some pure entertainment in the middle of fall. Net violation.
This is where I would pass 4 feet off. I wouldn't try and push the ball. I would keep it high and off and keep it a little bit simple offense. If you want to move around, fine. Don't take huge chances. Just execute what you can at the highest level without getting too cute about it.
Kev, you mentioned it. No timeouts left for either of these teams. So if Kelly can string 1 or 2 more together, things start to get tight.
Just 1 timeout per set, and here comes the pressure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, too, because, Cam, you referenced it a little bit earlier against Brandy and Melissa of the Palm Beach Passion. This San Diego Smash team was up 14-10 and lost 6 straight to lose 16-14. So sometimes those little seeds of doubt can live in your mind.
You got to take control here. If you're Geena Urango and Toni Rodriguez, I love that. She options from the right side, finds the open corner. You got to want the ball in a moment like this.
She had some sharper vision on that play.
Nice, Kev.
You have to serve Hughes here.
How about out of bounds?
This is the point that makes this match, in my opinion. If the Nitro get it, it gets real dicey on the side of the Smash. Obviously, if the Smash get this, they're still relatively comfortable.
The door is cracked right now for the Nitro. One of the best pulling diggers in the game comes away with it.
And that is fantastic stuff. Great pull dig. And then Kelly Cheng has found another level of aggression, not only from the service line, but on that swing and transition as well.
Look at that fire.
The Lioness roars. Love it.
Trying to swing the door wide open now, Hughes. Set is called, and ice water in her veins and probably in her feet at this moment. Match point for the Smash.
Serve has to be in. It has to be on Hughes. That's where you've had success. Don't monkey around. Put it on her and make her play.
San Diego Smash were 8th in the seeds. Moved to 5th, then to 4th. Ace stolen. It's out of bounds. They take down #1. Smash to the finals.
Wow, and Casey Patterson's heart is broken, as there will be no golden set tonight, Cam.
The 8th place team a couple of weeks ago goes to the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting on a hot streak at the right time, so critical in sports, especially when you kind of have this playoff and sort of championship structure. The San Diego Smash finding it at the ideal time.
We saw a couple of interesting things. We saw a team in Rodriguez and Urango kind of take a step, in my mind, overcome something in a big circumstance. This could be a new level for them. And we saw teams that were running very similar offense between the men's and the women's side. They've really embodied the squad together. We have people in gear. It's a new day for the AVP and the way these teams are functioning together.
Yeah, certainly a lot of synchronicity on the side of the Smash.
Cross-pollination.
The men winning in 3 sets and the women winning in 3 sets. This is a monumental shift, not just for the San Diego Smash, but this women's duo. Looking through the highlights.
Serving mattered. Really cut into the offensive efficiency that the Nitro have displayed all year long. And I thought they took it. They did a terrific job on their side of taking it. They didn't wait for it to be given. They were the ones making plays at the end.
Handing the Nitro women just their 3rd loss of league play. The San Diego Smash are all fire. Now with Mark Sherman.
Oh my goodness, that was an incredible match. It was real fun to watch you two on the sideline. I mean, Chase is over here checking his pulse because he's like, oh my gosh, I'm just so nervous right now. The way y'all finished that match, you went down 4-1 in the third. You took a timeout. You came right back out and stormed through it. You got on fire at the service line, Toni. How did you stay in it after taking that timeout and you guys came out on fire?
I just think our coach, Benny, was instilling confidence in us the whole time out. And Geena's just talking about keep playing, just stay patient. And that's what we did. And paid off.
Well, you stayed patient. You stayed focused. It's fun to watch you, Geena. I know you've said she's the yin to your yang. She gets super excited. You guys come in for your hug, and it's like, whew, and we're back. And you stayed focused. You stayed dialed in. You're a veteran on the AVP. Geena, you're having quite a moment right now. You're going to the championship. How you feeling?
It feels pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm so stoked to be with all these guys and Toni and Benny and Dan, everybody. So, and the fans here. Thank you guys for staying. I know it's late.
It's a little late. It's a little cold. It was on fire out here, though. Chase, how is it watching, knowing, all right, our women win, we're in the championship? Is it nerve-wracking? You've already won your match, but then you're right back in it.
Yeah, it's definitely more nerve-wracking watching than playing, but I had the most confidence in them. I knew when Toni was going back there that she was going to rip it and go for it, and I'm just so happy to, for them to get the win.
Well, they got the win. You got the win. The San Diego Smash started 2-6 in the league. Some people wrote them off. Those people were very, very wrong. Toni, Geena, Chase, and Miles in the championship match, the San Diego Smash.
You could not write a story better than what we are witnessing. The San Diego Smash from 8-1. Just wild numbers, and they've got the backing to boot. They will play the Dallas Dream tomorrow in the championships. You can catch that on CBS Sports Network at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
From not too far away in Westwood, be at your best when your best is required. John Wooden, absolutely what the Smash have done here in the championship weekend.
Yeah, I mean, finding their best play at the best possible moment, the end of the season, and looking to ride that wave into a possible championship belt.
A championship belt will be handed out tomorrow. You can also catch the third place matchup tomorrow before the championship on Bally's Live. As you take a look back to this phenomenal performance. Thanks so much for joining us. Cameron Irwin, Rich Lamborn, Kevin Barnett, Casey Patterson, and Mark Sherman, along with Echo Entertainment. This has been the AVP League. We'll see you back here tomorrow.